Good afternoon. I'm going to win this rural competition. I want to see the words "Made in America" again. And we don't see that going forward, being 18th in the country on the core essence of our innovation. I grew up in Bryant Pond, Maine, and here's where I'm going to win this. My town had the last crank phones in the country. Sir, you just said the dial tone was the tail end of innovation. Oh no. I was there the day we upgraded to the dial tone. Don't anybody ask my age. I believe that the United States of America is the place for Imagineering. That was a Walt Disney term, Imagineering. You, sir, are not an engineer, you are an Imagineer. And we need some imagination in this country right now. And in this building and the buildings surrounding us, there seems to be a very big lack of it. I am so squarely on the side of public investment. I love public investment. But here we have a private sector company who is putting up billions of dollars so that we can actually do what Congress has yet to do, create jobs. I know what it was like to be on the tail end of technology. Several decades later, or maybe just a few, who knows, I now don't have a crank phone, I have a cell phone. In this little baby, I can access information all across the world. I can access it in tunnels, I can access it here, but in certain places in my home state, oops, that's a dropped call. Whoops, and it's ringing. There's one other thing I want to talk about, and that's about strategic investment in broadband. It's one thing to talk about how great it would be. And the reason I talk about imagination is because we're laying the foundation for something much bigger than what we can even imagine today. When I was a kid and when we yanked that crank, and yes, that's what we called it, I could never have predicted this. The intertubes did not exist. They weren't even an idea at that point. Maybe they were in DARPA, who knows. But the reality is that we have seen in my home state changes as it relates to broadband investment. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce ranked us #1 in broadband investment this year. And I don't believe it's because of the infrastructure we currently have, it's because of the infrastructure we are developing. Through economic stimulus money, we're able to launch the 3-ring binder project. There is this very small county in my state called Washington County. It's the poorest county in the state, and it may very well be the poorest county in the nation. They have such problems with economics there, it's unbelievable. But because of the broadband project, the 3-ring binder project, very specific targeted investment, they have now attracted a world-class electronics company who wants to do a pilot project there. And that pilot project is going to make sure that ambulances in Washington County have video conferencing. So the physician in the ER is going to actually be able to talk to the EMTs. And they're going to say, we'll have people waiting for you, we'll have life flight waiting for you, or oh wait, you need to turn around and go down to Portland because they have the services that you need. That is imagination. And that is something that came together because of targeted, specific investment that all we wanted to do was to bring broadband to rural parts of the state. And now we have this opportunity that we never dreamed, we never imagined would have happened. That's what this is about. This is about imagination and reminding American people that at the end of the day, we believe in that. We're the ones that paved the way across the country. We built roads for national security purposes, and at the end, businesses used them. To this day, businesses use them to get one product from here to here. And that's what we're talking about today. I think we have a real opportunity to see the future right in front of us. And having been there the day that I saw my little town upgrade to the dial tone, and to stand here with a cell phone that gives me access around the world is stunning. And it's nothing anyone in my little town could ever have imagined. And I hope that people here and people upstairs and people across the way are listening and thinking about how great we want our country to be. Because I grew up knowing that our country was fantastic and that we had the best and the brightest. And I want to see that happen again. And frankly, as it relates to the GPS and the GPS engineering issue, we're the country that put a man on the moon. Really? We can't do this? I believe we can. And I think it's time, as Senator Hutchinson pointed out, for politicians to get out of the way so that we can let real people do the work they're supposed to do and put our country back on the path to prosperity. And with that, I'd very much like to, oh, there you are, you're all excited. I'd like to introduce Commissioner Simmons, who's with us today from the great state of Georgia.